We've already had two barn burners today here at the Duke Wells Center for the Reddie-Tiger Invitational. And for the second time this season, the Henderson State Reddies are hosting a volleyball game as they play host to the Auburn-Montgomery Warhawks. The Reddies are off to one of their best starts under head coach Phil McDaniel. They're fresh off a road sweep at Ouachita Baptist. That's the 7th sweep of the season for a team that's 8-2 for the second time under McDaniel. 3 hitters are leading an offense whose attack percentage is more than double that of opponents. And it's UA Little Rock transfer Maya Robinson leading the way in kills for Henderson. But Violetta Mendoza-Quintana is just 1 kill behind her for the leader on the stat sheet. Meanwhile, the strength of this defense might just rest in its ability to reject the ball at the net. The Reddies have nearly 60 more blocks this season than their opponents. Meanwhile, the Warhawks of Auburn-Montgomery make the trip here from the state capital of Alabama. They're in their 5th season of existence, and this year they've been thriving in close matches. 4 of their matches this year have reached 5 sets, and only once has this team not come out on top. This includes a 3-2 win over Arkansas Monticello in the first Reddie-Tiger game that was played here earlier today. AUM is 6-3 and has yet to play a home match. One of the best setters in the Gulf South Conference is a Warhawk. That would be Isadora Nicolai, who averages just over 8 assists per set, which earlier this afternoon ranked 7th in the conference. Meanwhile, senior hitter Marioni Cassiano made her return to action earlier today, registering 17 digs. She brings extra depth to the Warhawks' back line. A pleasant Friday evening to you all. Happy weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the broadcast today. My name is Spencer Bohm. I'll be bringing you play-by-play action live here from Don Dyer Court at the Duke Wells Center. Well, what a season so far for the Reddies. 8-2 on the year. That is, as I mentioned just a moment ago, tied for the best start under head coach Phil McDaniel, who's in his 5th season with the program. Now, the thing is, last time this team went 8-2, they lost 2 of their first 3 games of the year, but ended up winning 14 straight. That team lost to Harding in the GAC Tournament Championship game. Reddies are led by a stellar attack from junior hitters Violetta Mendoza-Quintana and Maya Robinson, as we talked about earlier. Those two have combined for over 6.5 kills per set and a total of 217 swats at that. On the defensive side, it's junior libero Mackenzie Thoman. She was the 2020 to 2021 GAC Defensive Player of the Year. She returns with already 140 digs on the season. That's just over 4 per set. Junior Taylor Scalzi is great with assists as well. She leads the way with 117. Madison Hatt, the freshman setter who did play during the spring season this year in 2021, still listed as a freshman, though, in her 2nd year. She's not too far behind at 123 assists this year. A .239 hitting percentage for the Reddies compares to just 108 for opponents. Meanwhile, the Warhawks, absolutely thrilling 3-2 win earlier over Arkansas Monticello. That was the first game played at this gym for the Reddie-Tiger Invitational, which is being hosted in 2 gyms. Ouachita Baptist also hosting a few games over at their home court. Warhawks began the year 4-0. That team has stumbled a bit since then, but a 6-3 start to the year has this team in a reputable place so far. No conference games and no home games for the Warhawks, but they should do all right this year. They opened the year at the USC Aiken Invitational in South Carolina. Then they went to the Shark Invitational at Fort Lauderdale, fell to Barry, Nova Southeastern, and Findlay before beating Dominican College. They're on a 2-game win streak. Nia Whittlesey and Karen Santana, as well as Carla Butler, are the offensive firepower for this AUM team. They combine for over the half of the team's 12 kills per set. And we mentioned Nicolai, one of the best setters in the GSC. The team's attack percentage overall is 200. Opponents are hitting 181, so not too far behind. And the Warhawk players, they outscore opponents 15.65 to 14.92 points per set. It's a Gulf South and Great American cross-conference matchup, and if you listened to my last broadcast, you heard me talk a lot about how this Henderson State team was in the Gulf South Conference for several seasons, starting in the early 90s and going all the way through the 2010 season. All 6 Arkansas Gulf South schools broke off and helped form the GAC, Great American Conference, alongside 6 Oklahoma schools. Well, that's your setup for tonight's broadcast. You're watching Henderson State volleyball here live on the Henderson State Sports Network. Should have an exciting game tonight. Then there will be several games tomorrow as well. Those games will all be streamed right here on this YouTube page. That includes matches for other teams being played here. For more information on the Washita games and where those will be streamed, you just have to go to Washita Baptist website and look that up. They should have a link to the live stream on there as well. That's going to be at obutigers.com. Tomorrow you can also keep up with Reddies football by listening to the Henderson State Sports Network live on Arkansas Rocks. Pre-game coverage begins with the voice of Reddies football, Blake Smith, and myself at 5 p.m. Central Time, and kickoff is at 6. Exciting weekend, and overall athletics has done very well for Henderson State this year. We'll be sure to talk about that as the night goes on.
Hey, this is what they've been waiting for? You ready?
Well, for Auburn-Montgomery, we mentioned Marione Cassiano, the senior outside hitter, a native of Brazil. Didn't play this season, not sure why, but she made her debut earlier today. 5 sets played, 12 kills, a 296 hitting percentage, and 17 digs. She had 92 kills in the spring season. That was second best on the team, and so she's going to bring some depth to this squad. And even though she's an outside hitter, 17 digs earlier today in that 3-2 win, and that win was significant for Auburn-Montgomery. That team was down 2-0 against Arkansas-Monticello and came back and won. The second match that was played here, the one that is sandwiched by this match and the other AUM match, was Arkansas-Monticello playing Mississippi College. That score was also 3-2 in favor of Mississippi College. You got to feel bad for fellow GAC team Arkansas-Monticello losing 2 very close games, but this has definitely been an invitational that has lived up to the hype of any invitational. You always hope for some good close games, and that is exactly what we've had here. Multiple teams playing in the invitational: Henderson State, Arkansas-Monticello, Auburn-Montgomery, Mississippi College, and Washita Baptist. AUM and Mississippi College are both GSC. UAM, Henderson State, and Washita are all GAC. You can still get tickets today as well if you want to attend the matches tomorrow. A single-day pass is $10. A tournament pass is $15, but obviously you don't need a tournament pass because that would have been for both days of volleyball. But you can attend any game tomorrow for just $10, and you can purchase those at the entrance of the gym. So make sure you head out tomorrow. Those games tomorrow will be at 11:30 and 3 p.m. here, and then at Washita, 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. there. The game's being played at Washita Baptist. The only other game right now, Mississippi College is making the trek across Highway 7/67 and playing at Washita Baptist. That'll be the only game being played at OBU today. That game has its first serve at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And again, just a big pleasure to be with you all this evening, just moments away from first serve.
Henderson State University for the third match of the 2021 Reddie-Tiger Invitational between the visiting Warhawks of Auburn-Montgomery and your Henderson State Reddies. And now let's meet the starters for both teams, beginning first with our visitors, the Warhawks.
And I'll go ahead and give you today's starters. You might be able to hear them as well from our PA announcer, David Sally, but I'll go ahead and give them to you. Number 5, Marione Cassiano, the senior outside hitter, standing at 5'9" for Auburn-Montgomery, begins our lineup. Number 8, the senior outside hitter, Nia Whittlesey, standing at 5'9". Number 9, the senior middle blocker, Maria Nicolau. She stands at 5'10". Number 10, Isadora Nicolai, standing at 5'10", the senior middle blocker, senior setter. Number 11, Carla Butler, the senior libero, standing at 5'8". Number 12, Elenia DiMango. She stands at 6 feet tall. She is a freshman middle blocker, a native of Italy. And last but not least, Ashley Hudson, number 14, the senior right side hitter at 5'8". Meanwhile, for the Henderson State Reddies, today's home team, Caitlin Sykes, number 7, the 5'10" middle blocker and a sophomore. Number 8, Maya Robinson, the 5'10" outside hitter and a junior. Number 9, Bray Denton, the 5'10" middle blocker and a freshman. Number 10, Violeta Mendoza Quintana, native of Mexico, 5'9" junior outside hitter. Number 12, Christiane Uzo, the 5'10" outside hitter and a freshman. Number 16, Mackenzie Thoman, the 5'4" junior libero. And number 21, Taylor Scalzi, a 5'10" junior setter, native of Flower Mound, Texas. Again, Henderson State is coached by Philip McDaniel. His 5th season leading the program. And off to one of the best starts in his time here. Head coach for AUM is Flavia Siqueira. He was named the head coach on January 22nd, 2019, so relatively new to this program. We mentioned this program for Auburn-Montgomery is new as well. Started playing volleyball in 2017. This is the 5th season for the team. And as I was looking at their record holders, many of them are players who are still with the team today. So great story for them. They won just 3 combined conference games during their first 2 years of existence, but they've gone 11-10 since then. Again, a very pleasant evening to you all. Auburn-Montgomery is on the left side of your screen here on YouTube or Facebook Live, depending on where you're watching. They're wearing black jerseys with white numbers and an orange-red trim around. And then meanwhile, as you look at your right side of your screen, Henderson State wearing its white jerseys with the red sleeves. Taylor Scalzi lined up to serve first. And we are underway. This one's bumped up by your Auburn-Montgomery libero. Light attack from Cassiano. And here's Mendoza Quintana, floats it over the net. A nice job from Cassiano on the save. And then that's Ilenia DiMango. And she does a good job there getting the kill to start things out with a 1-0 lead. Cassiano will serve. Mendoza Quintana too far. And a 2-0 lead for Auburn-Montgomery to start things out. Well, Ilenia DiMango, who had the kill just a moment ago, she's a native of Bari, Italy. 61 kills on the season, a 324 hitting average, standing at 6 feet tall. Cassiano, another serve. That's a service ace for Auburn-Montgomery. And that is the 14th service ace. Excuse me, looking at the wrong player. Cassiano hasn't had very many service aces this season. And trying for the diagonal attack. It will not fall there for Whittlesey. That's an attack error. Nia Whittlesey. Reddies down 3-1. They get a break here after an early 3-0 start here in set 1 for Auburn-Montgomery. And Violeta Mendoza Quintana is up to serve. She's a native of Chihuahua, Mexico, transferred from the New Mexico Military Institute. And that is a beautiful kill from Ilenia DiMango, her second of the day, as she swats it off the body of Mackenzie Thoman. 4-1 is your lead. The assist came from Isadora Nicolai. As the Reddies cannot go for another touch there. Bray Denton was the last player to touch it, didn't get it up high enough, and the Reddies are down 5-1 in set 1. 8-2 record for the Reddies, 7 sweeps this year, but they're playing against an Auburn-Montgomery team that loves the close matches. Maya Robinson stutters that one over the hands of Ashley Hudson. Looks like there was one other Reddie in there as well. And that goes down as a kill for the Reddies. They're down 5-2, and Bray Denton to serve. Denton, the freshman middle blocker, a native of Greenbrier, Arkansas, so an in-state recruit for this Reddies program. As Ashley Hudson is rejected at the net. And Maya Robinson will get credited with the block. 3 solo blocks and 18 block assists coming into the day for Maya Robinson. A light tip by Whittlesey goes off of the hands of Christiane Uzo of Henderson State, and Whittlesey gets the point for Auburn-Montgomery, and the Warhawks leading 6-3. These two teams, they've never played each other. By the time Auburn-Montgomery began its volleyball program, it had been over 5 years since Henderson State had last played in the Gulf South. Just under 7 years, as a matter of fact. As the Reddies get another point, that's Christiane Uzo. 63 kills on the year coming into the day, and a hitting percentage of .371. About the best on the team. Uzo was a high school track, volleyball, and soccer athlete. She had 4 kills in the win over Ouachita and hit 200. Nice block from Caitlin Sykes of Henderson. As here goes Santana, and Santana cannot get it inbounds. Karen Santana with the attack error and a 6-5 deficit for Henderson State. The Reddies suddenly in a much closer match than the way this started out. Again, if you're just joining us, Auburn-Montgomery began with a 3-0 advantage and now only leads by 1. Madison Hatley, freshman setter from Frisco, Texas, up to serve. And Nia Whittlesey tried for the kill. Looked like she might have gotten it there for a second, but a good job by the Reddies on the response. Floater from Whittlesey. A Reddies response will counter that, and now it's Maya Robinson, the Arkansas Little Rock transfer, sending it across lightly. Santana hits it for the Warhawks into the hands of Mendoza-Quintana for the dig, and then Robinson's the one who's going to attack. And now Brett Wish for Auburn-Montgomery sends it back. Taisha Magruder floats it. It goes over the hands of Maria Nicolau, and we're tied at 6. .6-3 run since that early AUM advantage, and Hatt to serve again for the Reddies. Here's your bump set, and Nicolau gets credited with the kill there for Auburn-Montgomery. The Warhawks retake the lead 7-6. And Whittlesey to serve. Whittlesey leading the team coming into the night with 99 kills. That's now 100 for her after the kill she had earlier tonight. Had 14 kills in the win over Arkansas Monticello earlier, as the game is retied here. Whittlesey, native of Columbus, Georgia. This season she became the career leader in both points and kills at Auburn-Montgomery. Coming into this match, she had 657.5 points and 575 kills. And her dad is a Columbus State basketball alumnus. So Columbus State Athletics runs in the family there. Taisha Magruder is rejected at the net. And a point for Auburn-Montgomery. The Warhawks back up by 1. Carla Butler to serve. 79 kills on the season coming into today. And that stands as she has not registered one today yet. Hatt to set. Nice underhand volley from Magruder. A light tip by Elenia De Mongo, and that one falls. I always like to say that that soft tip right there is comparable to the baseball changeup. She looked like she was going to swap that one too, but just lightly glided it over the net, and it's a 2-point advantage for the team from Alabama's state capital. Violetta Mendoza-Quintana making the floater there, and Santana gets blocked. Hatt's going to set it up for Robinson, who shoots it over to the middle near backside of the court, and then a 2-man block there from Magruder, and Sykes puts the Reddies down by 1. Reddies out-blocking opposition this year by about 60 blocks. Santana sends it across. And now Mendoza-Quintana scoops. Set from Brett Wish. Smack down there. See what Hatt can do. She has to send it across. And she does. Brett Wish will set it up. Fake spike from Mongo, and then Brett Wish is ultimately the one who tipped it across. We're back on the Auburn-Montgomery side already, and Whittlesey gets blocked. Checking on who was responsible for that one. I think Denton may have been in the area as well as Magruder. Ray Denton led the team in block assists at 36 coming into the night and had 5 solo blocks as well. Obviously that number's a little bit higher now. Mendoza-Quintana sends the rocket. It's tipped up. And flushed over from Whittlesey. And then the ball falls in about the middle of the Warhawks court. We are tied up at 9 here in set 1. make that 10-9 in favor of the Reddies. Mackenzie Thoman, the reigning Great American Defensive Player of the Year, is up to serve for Henderson State, right to left. And that ball ricocheted off of her hands, but Robinson was right there behind to recover. Let's see what Cassiano can do. She is responded to. And then Magruder attacks for Henderson. Cassiano, too far, point. Reddies, they're up 11-9. And timeout called by Auburn-Montgomery. 2-point advantage for the Reddies. You are watching the Henderson State Sports Network. Back in just a moment. Welcome back. 11-9 advantage for Henderson State over Auburn-Montgomery. The Warhawks started out with a 3-0 lead earlier in this match. Been pretty back and forth as you see them get the point there. That's Elenia de Mongo, a 6-foot freshman middle blocker. She graduated high school in Italy back in the spring of 2021, and just a few months later moves to the United States and is playing volleyball. Great story and a great two-hander from Mariane Cassiano. And we are now tied at 11. Cassiano, again, we mentioned just her first match of the season played earlier today. She played during the spring. A senior outside hitter from Brazil and a transfer from Polk State College. 12-11 lead for Henderson State. That was Taisha Magruder there just a moment ago with the assist from Madison Hatt. Scalzi serving for Henderson State. And it's a light tip from Cassiano. And Bray Denton finishes with the flush. 13-11. Bray Denton will go down as her 40th kill of the season. Ashley Hudson hops it up in the air for Auburn-Montgomery. And then it was Robinson just a moment ago for Henderson. Taylor Scalzi, two-hand thrust. Hudson tips it up. Mendoza Quintana recovers. Scalzi sets. Uzo floats it. Hudson responds. Blocked. Denton and Uzo. 14-11 lead for Henderson State here in set one. And Scalzi lines up to serve again. Again, Auburn-Montgomery went down 2-0 in the earlier match against Arkansas Monticello. but won the ball game. As you see, Elenia de Mongo she'll get the point there. 14-12 deficit for Auburn-Montgomery. Cassiano to serve. And Thoman is your Henderson setter there. Mendoza-Quintana sends it across. De Mongo received by Robinson. Whittlesey gets the kill. The Warhawks down 14-13 and a 3-0 lead, or 3-0 run, I should say, for Auburn-Montgomery. And it's going to be Cassiano again to serve. And here goes Thoman with the bump. Mendoza-Quintana with the floater, and it falls on the Henderson logo. Point Reddies. And breaks the run. Mendoza-Quintana already has garnered a GAC Player of the Week award. That was last week, just before the Reddies would win their home opener against Christian Brothers. She was also the newcomer of the year after the spring season during this same calendar year. Whittlesey, what a play! It hops off the ceiling after the dig from the Reddies. And the Warhawks down by 1 again. Reddies 10 away from winning set 1. 11 away for Auburn-Montgomery. Of course, you have to get to 25 to win the first 4 sets, and if you make it to set 5, it's 15. That's going to be a service error for De Mongo. Reddies back up by 2. They get a break. Maddie Fairchild is just subbed in for Henderson State, the sophomore libero and defensive specialist. She's a native of Conway, Arkansas. Went to Conway High School. That's about 90 minutes away from Arkadelphia. She's played in every game of her career. Whittlesey floats it, and it doinks off the hardwood. And just a 1-point deficit once again for Auburn-Montgomery. Here comes Amber Bretwish, the transfer from Minnesota State Moorhead. That's a Division II program located on the western side of the state of Minnesota. And Cassiano cannot recover. Maya Robinson puts the Reddies up 17-15. Madison Hatt and Taisha Magruder are in. Scalzi is out, as well as Uzo. For Henderson State, the Reddies serve right to left. Hatt will be your service specialist. She had 13 assists against Washita in that sweep at Washita, and now the Reddies are up 18-15. As Hatt gets the ace there. And a timeout called. Coach Siquiera does not like what she sees. We head to a break. We'll be back in just a moment. 18-15 set 1 lead for Henderson State when we come back on the Henderson State Sports Network. Three-point advantage in set 1 for Henderson State. Madison Hatt, who just had the service ace a moment ago, is lined up to serve again right to left for the Reddies as we'll welcome you back to today's live broadcast. Game 3 and 4 of the Reddie-Tiger Invitational happening at the same time. Mississippi College and Washita Baptist playing over just across the street. As Hatt gets the service error there just a moment ago, and Cassiano will serve for Auburn-Montgomery. Two-hand forwards flush from Magruder. Whittlesey punches it across, make that Nicolau, I believe, actually. Cassiano, and hits the backside of the court, and an 18-17 deficit for Auburn-Montgomery. Cassiano, her second kill of the evening. She's had 8 total attacks.
Point, Reddies.
And the Reddies go back up to a 2-point advantage, 19-17. Santana sends it across hands. Here's Hatt pushing it over the net. Good spike from Nicolau. A good thing blockers with her. Hatt recovers the Auburn-Montgomery block. What a play. And Santana into the hands of Hatt. Mendoza Quintana for Henderson State. Got it. 20-17 lead. A little bit of old near side back corner razzle dazzle. Robinson with the serve to the back line. Cassiano sweeps it across Hatt. And the Reddies still leading, but it's 20-19. Carla Butler, native of Christchurch, New Zealand, and a transfer from Hillsborough Community College. Serving it for Auburn-Montgomery. Hatt's going to set it up for Mendoza Quintana. It falls into the hands of Cato. Cassiano drops it inside, but the Reddies were ready. And it's Robinson who sends it across, and now DeMongo on the attack for the Warhawks. And the underhand volley for Robinson. Santana pushes. Mendoza Quintana responds. Set up from Bretwish. Cassiano, but Robinson was there for Henderson. Mendoza Quintana, swept up by Butler. DeMongo, it falls.
Kill number 12, Olivia Domingo.
Warhawks looking for the tie. They'll get it. The hit was too far, and we're tied up at 20 apiece. Coach McDaniel will call the timeout. It's been a great first set so far. We will return in just a moment here on the Henderson State Sports Network. Tied set 1, 20-20 between the Reddies and the Warhawks. Auburn-Montgomery is going to serve left to right. They'll have Carla Butler. Mentioned earlier, she's a native of New Zealand. In high school, she also played soccer, volleyball, and touch rugby. But spent the most time as a volleyball player, and the Warhawks take the 1-point advantage. Following the Henderson State timeout, the momentum has shifted. A 4-0 scoring run for Auburn-Montgomery. Magruder rejected, but Robinson was there. Mendoza-Quintana got it! Tied ball game. Brianne Caddo tried for the diving dig with an outstretched arm, but it fell right off her arm and onto the floor. Four away for each squad. You do have to win by 2 as Thoman scores, or serves, I should say. That's a nice fling over the net from Butler, but the ball falls, and the Reddies crowd is electric. May have mentioned a moment ago that the Reddies cheer and pom squad is in the house. 22-21 advantage for Henderson State. Thoman, your libero, is going to score, or serve. Second time I've made that mistake there. She's going to serve. Thoman on the way. Santana. Magruder on the floater. Cassiano. Robinson hits it back. Thoman sets it up. And Mendoza-Quintana, nice job with the volley over. And a punishment from Elenia De Mango. All tied up at 22. Set 2 went into extra points for Auburn-Montgomery. The Warhawks fell in that one, 28-26 to Arkansas Monticello earlier today in the first match. That ended up being a preview of what would be a big comeback win for the Warhawks. Near service ace, but Thoman just barely was able to bump the ball. As Magruder gets blocked, but a second chance for the Warhawks. Cassiano, diving dig. And a point for the Reddies. Break. Make that Tyasia Magruder, the native of Phoenix, Arizona, alumna of Sunny Slope High School. Didn't play in the spring because of an injury. Played every game and 4 shy of every set in 2019. And has been involved in 31 sets this season. Scalzi serves. And that's Giada Pace-Martin who just checked in. She gets blocked. Reddies will make their way to set point. 24-22 lead, and Scalzi to serve right to left on your broadcast screen. The Warhawks need to score 2 consecutive to stay alive. Scalzi, low serve, and it'll hit the feet of Cassiano. And a set 1 victory for the Reddies. 25-22 is your final score. We'll step aside for a few minutes here on the Henderson State Sports Network. 1-0 advantage for Henderson State in the Reddie-Tiger Invitational. We'll be back in just a moment. Back with you here on the Henderson State Sports Network. Reddies leading the ball game 1-0 after a 25-22 advantage over Auburn-Montgomery. The Warhawks out-attacked the Reddies 57-42, got 15 kills to just 11 for Henderson State, but 10 attack errors for Auburn-Montgomery and just 4 for the Reddies. Gave the Reddies the advantage in hitting percentage, 167 to just .088 for Auburn-Montgomery. So good job by the Reddies. Again, mentioned they have 7 sweeps on the season. You don't necessarily expect today to be a sweep. Auburn-Montgomery does a good job of playing in close games and really making games close to start. A big test for Auburn-Montgomery. Well, I want to welcome our viewers today. I saw just a moment ago we had about 35 of you. If any of you Auburn-Montgomery fans may be watching, wondering where your kids are playing, as the serve goes too far, but I should say the attack goes too far. 1-0 Auburn-Montgomery. This is Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Population is over 10,000, maybe reaching 11,000 at this point. 2 colleges here, Ouachita Baptist and Henderson State. They both play in the same conference. They have a bitter rivalry across all sports. Just about an hour southwest of Little Rock on Interstate 30. And about an hour and 10 minutes northeast of the Texas border. As our set is now tied 1 each, Mendoza-Quintana was involved there. Yeah, Arkadelphia, it's also 50 minutes away from Hot Springs, a national park. Oldest piece of property owned by the federal government for use by recreational purposes. So definitely worth checking out if you're ever through town. Karen Santana with the kill there for Auburn-Montgomery and a 2-1 lead for the Warhawks. Butler serves. Uzo floats. And a recovery from Nikolai. A push over the net from Santana, but a good response there for Henderson State. As Nicolau is blocked, and that results in a Reddies point, tying the set at 2 apiece. Bray Denton. And Denton will be responsible for service. 1 solo block and 5 block assists against Ouachita in that 3-0 win on Tuesday, as AUM retakes the lead. That win on Tuesday was significant for Henderson State. Obviously, it puts the Reddies at 1-0 in the Great American Conference, but even more importantly, normally those games between those 2 teams, bitter rivals, it's called the Battle of the Ravine because they literally play across the street from each other. Normally those games are closer. And Ouachita tends to have a little bit of a home court advantage, but not so. And Caitlin Sykes getting active here. And our ball game reties at 3 in set 2. Again, if you're just joining us, Henderson State holds the 1-0 advantage. Hat serves. And 2 wide for Santana. They think there's a touch. Isidore Nikolai is pleading with the referee, and as well as DeMango. Both of them took their turns trying to talk to the referee standing on the ladder. That's a point for the Reddies, who lead 4-3. I couldn't tell for sure, so I don't have an opinion. Madison Hatt to serve for the Reddies. Whittlesey's attack hits the net, point Reddies. 5-3 lead for Henderson State. Again, Auburn-Montgomery really had the fast start in the first set. Came back late in the set to make things really interesting. I think it was tied at 22 before the Reddies finished on a 3-0 run. This is going to be Whittlesey. Now Magruder for Henderson State. Diagonal throw, Nikolai. And now Whittlesey Hatt, great job on the dig. Mendoza-Quintana, parabolic arc. Blocked. Out of play. Point Reddies, 6-3 lead.
Point Reddies.
And that's going to put Hatt back behind the service line once again. A 3-0 run for the Reddies. Had a service ace earlier that actually led to an Auburn-Montgomery timeout in the first set. Hand fight. That's going to fall back on Henderson State territory and a 6-4 deficit for Auburn-Montgomery. Montgomery, obviously capital city of Alabama. The Civil Rights Memorial is located down there. For many in the Southeast who travel to some of the Florida Panhandle beaches, that's actually a city that you'll drive by. As the attack will go too far there for Asia Magruder. And Auburn-Montgomery down now by just one in this set. The Warhawks down 1-0 overall in sets if you're just joining us. Again, you're not going to get the set score on your broadcast, so I'll try to give that to you often. You'll get the score during individual sets, though. Maya Robinson going to get credited with that one right there. 7-5 lead for Henderson State. Just really maintaining a decent little advantage here in this set number 2. Robinson's going to serve. Whittlesey. That's over the hands of multiple Reddies. Magruder, I know for a fact, was there, as well as Sykes, and Whittlesey gets credited with the kill. Back to a 1-point Warhawk deficit. Auburn-Montgomery is one of several Alabama teams in the Gulf South Conference. A very, very good Division II conference, if you will. Thunder there from Madison Hatt. I take that back. It was Caitlin Sykes. Hatt was in the area, but Sykes gets credited, and the Reddies are up 8-6. Hatt will get the assist. And the Reddies, who already have the 1-0 set advantage, up 8-6. Thoman to serve. Nearly an ace. And blocked! Blocked on the play by Denton and Magruder. And a point for the Reddies, up 9-6. Yeah, as I was mentioning just a moment ago, several Alabama schools located in the Gulf South Conference. You got the University of Alabama in Huntsville. West Alabama, for those of you who are NFL fans, Malcolm Butler played at West Alabama. And Montevallo, which is located just south of Birmingham. I might be missing some, but I think that's everybody in the Gulf South in the state of Alabama. A 10-6 lead right now for the Reddies. That's going to lead to a Warhawks timeout. And the Warhawks are down overall 1-0 to the Reddies, who are looking for their 8th sweep of the season, but we're a ways away. We'll be back on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back. 1-0 advantage in set victories for Henderson State and a 10-6 advantage here in set 2. Mackenzie Thoman will be responsible for the Henderson State service coming out of the Warhawks timeout. As the ball just bounces off the net on the Warhawks side, and Reddies have a 5-point advantage. Auburn-Montgomery, mentioned earlier, new volleyball team, started in 2017, went 9-21 that year, and just 1-15 in the Gulf South. The following season, slight improvement, 11-20 record, and a 2-14 conference record. Then in 2019, things started to shift in favor of Auburn-Montgomery. 17-16 overall record and a 7-9 conference record. Reddies get another block there, by the way. Bray Denton was there, 12-6 lead for Henderson State. What a set. But yeah, a 7-9 conference record for Auburn-Montgomery. Then, of course, no fall volleyball season for the Gulf South Conference, but a very abbreviated type of championship season, if you will, where they play just a few regular season conference games. That season, the Warhawks went 6-2 and 4-1 in the Gulf South, lost in the second round of the spring championship series to Alabama Huntsville, 3-1 after beating Valdosta State 3-0. And this year, 6-3 record, 2-game win streak after starting the season 4-0 and then losing their next 3. I'd say the Warhawks are trending in the right direction. But not here, too far. Mango tried, couldn't get it. Once again, arguing with the ref on the ladder that there was touching on the other side for the Reddies, but once again, not going to get the call. And a 13-7 lead for the Reddies. Oh, I take that back. They actually will give that to Auburn-Montgomery, but this one obviously is going to go to the Reddies. So Mango did get credited with the kill, but then the attack goes out of bounds, and the Reddies lead 14-7. Your stat leaders right now, Elenia DeMango leads the way for Auburn-Montgomery with 8 kills and a hitting percentage of .312 as well. And for the Reddies, it's Violeta Mendoza-Quintana with 4 kills. Maya Robinson is hitting .300 right now. Speaking of which, what a beautiful backwards volley from Robinson. It's going to be Nicolau who sends it across. Uzo, it hits! What a play! 15-7. Scalzi to serve for Henderson State. That's Nicolau. Play is whistled.
Point, Auburn-Montgomery.
And Auburn-Montgomery down 15-8. We'll see what we get on the live stats for the call there. It's a ball handling error from Taylor Scalzi. So that gives Auburn-Montgomery a break, but the Warhawks are down by about half the points of Henderson State right now. Down 1-0 overall in sets. Nice job by Scalzi. She had to extend with one hand to keep the ball in play on the set. And it's a floater from Santana. Robinson spikes it. One-hand push from Santana, and a point for Auburn-Montgomery. Great play, thrusting the ball forward. But the Warhawks still got a lot of real estate that they got to work with. Scalzi, easy set for Mendoza-Quintana, tries to punish Nikolai, but a good recovery. Santana again sending it across. Denton fooled everybody and hooked it down, and the Reddies up 16-9. And for Denton, just her second kill today. Only 5 attacks. But she's great with blocks, though. 4 blocks for her on the afternoon. Reddies have 3 at the net trying to respond. The ball looked like it, I thought it hit the court before Thoman could dig it, but it doesn't matter.
Kill number 3, Karen Santana.
Karen Santana gets the call for the kill, and 16-10 is your Auburn-Montgomery deficit. Carla Butler. And you might be able to hear the rustle of the palms from the cheer squad. Most of the fans are on this side of our broadcast. The stands that you cannot see from your video view. Denton tries to punish. It's going to be Whittlesey on the other side. Now Robinson gets it. Cassiano tried for the dig, but the libero couldn't. And the Reddies up 17-10. Subs being made for Henderson State. Thoman is out. Maddie Fairchild will come in at the libero position. She is wearing a white jersey, but she's the one serving right now. Fairchild standing at just 5'2". Hand fight. Advantage Henderson. 18-10, and that'll go down as a block for Uzo. Thoman comes back in, so looks like she'll resume duties as the libero, but Fairchild will remain in the ball game for Henderson State. Whittlesey tries, and it goes long.
Point, Reddies.
Reddies point, they're up 19-10. And Fairchild again on the serve. Short arcing serve. Reddies point. 20-10. Officials are discussing right now at the net what they think might have happened. I think they may decide what they want to do here. No instant replay in the gym. See what the call is. That'll be the official who is standing away from the camera. He's not going to give an indication yet. 20-10 is the advantage as it stands for Henderson State. The Reddies on a 3-0 scoring run, still getting out attacked 86-40, but out hitting 172-0. Looks like the call stands, and we're back underway. Nicolau with the attack, and Robinson gets blocked.
Point, Auburn-Montgomery.
Auburn-Montgomery with the point, but the Warhawks are still down by 9. Cassiano to serve. Again, if you're just joining us, just the second match of the season for Mariana Cassiano. As Sykes tries to swat the ball, but looks like she caught it with the tip of her fingers. That's 2 straight for Auburn-Montgomery. Cassiano again to serve. Auburn-Montgomery fell in the first set, 25-22. The Warhawks are down 1-0 overall. That's blocked. Scalzi's going to set it up for Robinson. This time she goes a little bit softer on the attack, and didn't look like the Warhawks knew what they wanted to do. Confusion, and Robinson with the kill for the Reddies. They're up 21-12 and 4 away from taking a 2-0 victory. Have to get to 3 set victories to win. Each set must be won by 2. I would assume most viewers here know that rule, but every now and then you get somebody who's new to volleyball watching, and Madison Hatt is lined up to serve right to left for Henderson State with a 9-point lead for the Reddies. Hatt. There goes Santana. Great job by Fairchild. Magruder, a volley attack, if you will. And that's Tatiana Trifkovic, a graduate outside hitter who checks in from Serbia. Getting the point there for the Warhawks, and now Taryn Santana to serve once again. Santana is a computer science major. Trifkovic played at Missouri State West Plains. Also played at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. So this is her 3rd college after moving here from Serbia, as Robinson tries for the attack, but it went wide. No contact on the left side of the court. That gives Auburn-Montgomery the point. And the Warhawks are down 21-14. Hat sets it up for Magruder, who pushes. Here's Trifkovic. Couldn't get it past hands, and that's a point for the Reddies. See if that goes down as a block or an attack error. It'll go down as an attack error, so it hit the net, and it was not blocked. Robinson serves. As the attack from DeMango is recovered. Now Magruder gonna float. Diving save. And Santana can't get her own diving save there. Kaija Magruder with the point, and the Reddies are up 23-14. 2 away from taking a 2-0 lead. If you want to know the set score at any given point, look at this scoreboard on the top of your screen that's here in the gym. And if you look at the bottom left corner, you'll see the 1 for Henderson, the bottom right corner, the 0 for Auburn-Montgomery. That is the overall game score, 1-0 in favor of Henderson State. Again, our broadcast doesn't have the set score here on YouTube or Facebook Live, depending on which service you're using to watch. Nice diving save on the bump from Butler. And that's Trifkovic who sends it across. Thoman setting it up for Magruder. Magruder diagonal attack. It falls on a 24-14 lead for Henderson State in set 2. And that's going to be set point coming up now. Looks like Danny Dagley is in for Henderson State. Hasn't seen a whole lot of playing time this season. Just the 8th set that she's played this year as the Warhawks get the point there on the spike, 24-15. Mango credited. Trifkovic is out. In comes Rianne Cato, the freshman 5'0" libero from Crestview, Florida. Went to the collegiate high school at Northwestern Florida State College. That's a high school that's on a junior college campus. Magruder with the attack. Mendoza Quintana and Hat will set it up for Sykes. Tries the attack. Butler. Spike off the hands of Hat. And a point for the Warhawks. Carla Butler. That's her first kill of the afternoon. Came in 3rd best on the team with 79 kills on the season. Cato lines up for the Warhawk serve, took a jaunt over the net, and Sykes is rejected. Ball's on the ground. Point Warhawks 2 straight now for Auburn-Montgomery. Elenia DeMango credited with the block, and it's Cato once again serving for the Warhawks. Warhawks would have to score 7 unanswered points to stay in this match. They won't do that. Cato with the service error into the net. And a 25-17 set victory for the Reddies. Reddies up 2-0, 1 set victory away from a sweep when we come back here on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to Don Dyer Court at the Duke Wells Center. 2-0 lead for Henderson State in set victories over Auburn-Montgomery. As we welcome you back, I'm Spencer Bohm bringing you tonight's broadcast. I'm the play-by-play voice for Reddies volleyball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball, also the color analyst for football. Be sure to join us tomorrow. I'll be joining voice of Reddies football, Blake Smith, for the call, Week 3 for football. The pregame show starts at 5 p.m. on Arkansas Rocks via the Henderson State Sports Network. And kickoff is at 6 p.m. live from Monticello, Arkansas. Been a big pleasure working with Blake. This is his first season as the voice of Reddies football, my first season working as a broadcaster with the Reddies. He's an alum of Henderson State, was the PA announcer with the program for several years, and now gets his chance, taking over for Cyrus Wittig, who was the previous voice of Reddies football. So I love working with him, and I don't think he's watching the broadcast today, but just want to give him a shout-out. He's been doing a great job and an incredible broadcast teammate. I will say that. And an even better person. That man wears many hats as well, so make sure you listen. An opportunity that he's been waiting for a long time. Reddies play tomorrow here. They got 2 matches, one against Auburn-Montgomery and then one against Mississippi College. Those will be streamed here. I won't be on the call. I'll be heading to Monticello tomorrow afternoon, but I'll be keeping up, though. Love what this volleyball team is doing. An 8-2 record, and right now looking for their 8th sweep of the season. A 2-0 advantage. Again, if you're just joining us, you want to keep up with the set score. You look at the scoreboard at the top of your screen that is hanging here in the gymnasium. Bottom left is the Reddies set score in green, 2. And then bottom right is the set score for Auburn-Montgomery, 0. Even though the Reddies are on the right side and Auburn-Montgomery is on the left. Taylor Scalzi will be your Reddies service professional. On the way. And we're underway. And it's Elenia DiMango getting us underway with the point for Auburn-Montgomery. The Warhawks lost the previous set 25-17 after falling in set 1 25-22. They really need to get off to a good start here and maintain it. Scalzi's going to set it up for Mendoza-Quintana, who pushes the ball up lightly. Whittlesey on the Warhawks attack, and Scalzi fakes the set. Two-hander across to the middle of the court, and a point for the Reddies, tying the ball game at 1. Well, that's a play you'll see setters use sometimes. Instead of going up for the set, they'll see an opening in the court and push it over with 2 hands. That's exactly what Scalzi did. Great play. Just her 7th kill on the season. As Thoman, somehow that ball was saved. Wow. And DiMango tries to punish the Reddies for getting away with one there. Whittlesey, too far. And it goes to the near the basketball baseline before bouncing up and away. And the Reddies are up 2-1. Well, if you're the Reddies playing in the Great American Conference, Oklahoma Baptist is your team to beat. Won the GAC championship game last year against Harding. I should technically say it was this year, calendar year 2021. That game was played at Harding. OBU was ranked in the last coaches poll that came out, ranked number 13 in the nation, but here's the surprising thing. Oklahoma Baptist lost its season opener on Tuesday at Southwestern Oklahoma State. That is a bit of a surprise there. Lost 3-2, putting the Bison at 0-1 to start the year in GAC play. Christian Uzo putting the Reddies up 3-2. I'll tell you what, I really liked Uzo when I called the Christian Brothers game last Tuesday in the Reddies home opener. She was really the standout for me during that ball game. Denton serves for Henderson State. And that's Whittlesey with a little old razzle-dazzle. And we're tied at 3. The Warhawks have much better composure right now than they did in the previous set. Amber Bretwish, native of Woodbury, Minnesota, and an MSU Moorhead transfer. She's the career leader in assists for the Warhawks. Scalzi's going to set it up for Uzo, who tries to glide the ball slowly, and that goes down as an attack error. And Auburn-Montgomery will take the point, leading 4-3 in set 3, but down overall 2-0. Bretwish serves again. Scalzi will set it up for Robinson. Ball's going to go very far back, but great save. Whittlesey going to backwards volley the ball. Scalzi going to set the ball up for Uzo, and the ball goes wide, and a point for Auburn-Montgomery, and the Warhawks leading 5-3. So Bretwish to serve again. Fun fact about Amber Bretwish: the Baltimore Orioles took her father Robert in the 16th round of the 1988 amateur entry draft. He had a 3-5 record as a pitcher in the rookie league season that year. I looked up his stats in minor league baseball. That's the only year that I could find. I'm not sure if he played afterwards, but it's a little bit of minor league history in Amber Bretwish's family history, as the Warhawks are leading 6-3, and they're up 7-3. This is a great start for Auburn-Montgomery. Karen Santana is going to force Coach McDaniel to take the timeout. Will step aside. It's a 2-0 overall lead for Henderson State, but the Reddies are down 7-3. Back in just a moment on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back. 2-0 lead for Henderson State, but the Reddies are down 7-3 in this set as Uzo sends the ball between hands. Oh, that's going to go down as an attack error for Auburn-Montgomery, and right out of the Coach McDaniel timeout, confusion for the Warhawks, and the Reddies are down 7-4 here in set 3. A lot of games going on for Gulf South Volleyball. So many that I'm not going to even bother to give you scores from around the Gulf South Conference. But let's just say that West Florida is the team to beat in the Gulf South. Reddies with an attack error there. They just kind of pinballed the ball around, and they're down 8-4. Kyra French will be credited with the kill. In high school, she was twice named the 7A Player of the Year. Archer High School in Atlanta, Georgia. Cato serves. Hat dials it to Sykes. And the kill's going to go to DeMango. Make that French, pardon me. And that's another Auburn-Montgomery point. The Warhawks are up 10-4. Obviously, Arkansas Monticello, we mentioned earlier, lost 2 5-set matches here in Arkadelphia earlier today. Arkansas Tech took on Carson Newman at 3 p.m. Don't have a score for that one right now. A few other games going on as well. Magruder, point, Reddies. I'll give you one score update for both of these conferences. Mississippi College is leading Ouachita Baptist 16-14 in set 2. OBU, though, does lead that ball game overall 1-0. Shout out to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network on YouTube, a student-run service. They're running that broadcast right now across the street. Attack long for Carla Butler. And the Reddies trying to creep back into this one, down 10-6. Service comes from Robinson. That's a service error for Maya Robinson. Robinson is leading the way with 15 digs. Mackenzie Thoman with 10. Normally it's Thoman who leads the way for Henderson State. Magruder blocked, but it's Magruder who recovers. Hatt will set it up. Mendoza-Quintana sending the ball across. And it's Butler with the kill. Auburn-Montgomery putting on a show in set 3 with a 12-6 lead. You hear the cheer squad trying to rile up the Reddies. Mackenzie Thoman has to run for the bump. It falls down on the ground, and a service ace going to go for Cassiano. Well, welcome back, Mariane Cassiano, the senior transfer from Polk State College, a native of Brazil. Hatt will set the ball up for Sykes, who spikes. Butler to Hatt. Mendoza-Quintana. The ball's thundered up and out of play, and the Reddies get a point and break the 3-0 Auburn-Montgomery run. Thoman lined up for the Henderson State service. The only one wearing a red jersey for the Reddies. A block rejection there from Henderson State. Cassiano will send the ball across, and Hatt's going to set the ball up for Mendoza-Quintana, and a block! DeMango, I know for a fact she was there, and a 14-7 lead for Auburn-Montgomery. Well, the Warhawks, they like to make games close, and while it's certainly very early for this Auburn-Montgomery squad, again, I mentioned earlier, the Warhawks were down just 2-0 in their match earlier against Arkansas Monticello and came back to win that one, 3-2. Magruder, high arcing parabola, a block at the net against DeMango, and the Reddies will end up with a point there. Not sure what the call was. So that'll go down as an attack error by DeMango. Taylor Scalzi to serve with her Reddies down by 6. Reddies are up 2-0 overall. Nice job by DeMango to hook the ball down. Good Reddies response. This time they go to Butler with the attack. Ball's at the net, popped up high. Butler's going to have to volley it back. Scalzi sets up for Uzo, and she'll get it! Razzle dazzle. Christiane Uzo, and the Reddies down 14-9. Fifth kill of the afternoon for Uzo. And Scalzi lines up for service. Butler. Thoman with a dig. Uzo on the attack. It punched forward by Cassiano, and the Reddies score. Timeout Auburn-Montgomery. The Reddies trying to come back from a big deficit early in this set. Reddies are down 14-10, but do lead the ball game 2-0 overall. You're watching Henderson State Volleyball on the Henderson State Sports Network. 3-0 scoring run for Henderson State when we come back. Welcome back to the Henderson State Sports Network. 14-11 lead for Auburn-Montgomery over Henderson State. I feel like that should read 14-10, but I could be wrong. Henderson State is on a 3-0 scoring run. And now we're going to get discussion at the scorer's table about what the score is right now. Yeah, they're going to readjust it. 14-10, Henderson State is down. And Scalzi lined up on the right side of your screen for service. And it's on the way. Auburn-Montgomery performing very well through and through in this set. Butler, light diagonal attack. Nice block at the net against Mendoza-Quintana. Robinson with the conservative attack. Butler sends the ball. Uzo going to telegraph it to the near side of the court. And it's Nicolau on the Warhawks attack. Uzo. Great dig from Nicolai. Scalzi to Denton. Got it! 4-0 scoring run for Henderson State. Again, the Reddies looking for their 8th sweep on the season. Scalzi to serve. Diving bump from Cato. Nice finish on the attack from Nicolau. But the Reddies get it right back. Blocked. Mango can't get it across. Butler spikes at their hands. Whistle. Point for Auburn-Montgomery. Should be a ball handling error. We'll see who they get with the call. But Auburn-Montgomery breaks the 4-0 Henderson State scoring run. Again, Scalzi gets called with the handling error. At least the second time I've seen her get called for that today. Denton across a sea of hands. Nice recovery there for the Warhawks, and it's Nicolau who sends it across. Nicolau rejected. Whistle. Point Reddies. I think somebody may have touched the net. I'm not entirely sure, though. And the Reddies are down by just 3. They've scored 5 of the last 6 points across both teams. Their attack percentage sits at 120. Just .031 for Auburn-Montgomery. Violetta Mendoza-Quintana serves it across for Henderson State. Whittlesey, did she hit the backcourt? She did! What a play. Just barely taps the line on the far side on the back of the court. And it's Elenia De Mango who will serve. Diving bump from Robinson. Uzo with the spike. Ball handling error by the Warhawks, and the Reddies are down 16-13. It's been a great set 3 so far. Warhawks have picked up the pace, obviously doing very well in this set, but the Reddies aren't letting them go easy. 9 away for Auburn-Montgomery. For Henderson State, 12 away from taking a set 3 victory. Maddie Fairchild in the ball game for Henderson State. She's lined up for service. Whittlesey. It falls. 17-13 lead for Auburn-Montgomery. Subs being made. Mendoza-Quintana will take a breather. One of the best attackers on this team as far as number of kills goes. Bretwish will serve for Auburn-Montgomery. Bretwish had 15 assists in the win against Arkansas Monticello earlier. Scalzi with a running setup for Robinson, who cannot connect with the court. And Auburn-Montgomery leading 18-13 over Henderson State. Each team has 1 timeout left in set 3. Bretwish with the starter. Scalzi to Uzo. Floater. Hand fight will favor Auburn-Montgomery, and they're going to give the points to Auburn-Montgomery as well on that one, as the Reddies commit the infraction and are down 19-13. Brett Wish. Sykes, one-hand send. Kyla French with the kill for Auburn-Montgomery. 20-13 is your advantage. Timeout Reddies. Auburn-Montgomery looking to stay alive in this ballgame, down 2-0, but up 20-13 here in set 3. You're watching the Henderson State Sports Network. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. Welcome back to today's broadcast here live on the Henderson State Sports Network. Spencer Bone bringing you today's broadcast between Henderson State and Auburn-Montgomery. The Warhawks on the left side of your screen, Henderson State on the right side. Henderson is up 2-0 in set victories, but down by 7 here in set 3. Henderson has won the first 2 sets, 25-22 and then 25-17. Been a role reversal here. Reddies trying to make something out of this set here. They'll get the first kill following the Coach McDaniel timeout. Robinson gets credit for that one there. Hatt's going to serve for Henderson. Kyla French melees the ball past Caitlin Sykes for a 21-14 Auburn-Montgomery lead. And Rianne Caddo will serve. Caddo just 5 feet tall. Played in 4 sets and registered a single assist in the win over Arkansas Monticello earlier. Butler with the attack for the Warhawks, and then Robinson airmails the ball. 22-14 is your score. Warhawks are 3 away, and the Reddies don't have any timeouts. Whittlesey and DeMango each have 10 kills apiece for Auburn-Montgomery. Robinson on the attack for Henderson. And there goes Karen Santana with the finish and a 23-14 set lead. Caddo. Fairchild bumps the ball up. Hatt falls while setting, but Magruder with a nice job getting the ball across. And here goes Karen Santana with firepower and a 24-14 lead, and Auburn-Montgomery reaches set point. So you thought Henderson was looking at a sweep? Well, you were wrong. AUM is difficult to take down, and Caddo's going to serve for set point. Sykes. Reddies are going to have to try again. Thoman sets it up for Robinson. Blocked. Hatt will dive for the bump. Setup comes from Magruder. Thoman on the attack. Kyla French victimizes Thoman. And the ball game continues. We'll be back in about 3 minutes for set 4. The Reddies leading 2-1 overall. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Henderson State Sports Network. Welcome back to the Henderson State Sports Network. Reddies fall in set 3, 25-14 against Auburn-Montgomery, who keeps the game alive and sends us to a minimum of 4 sets. If Auburn-Montgomery wins the set here, obviously we go to 5. Time now for your coaching spotlight. We'll start with the road team. Flavia Siquiera, 3rd season with the program. Previously coached with Lynn University. She was an assistant there, the #1 assistant for Lynn University. Also College of Central Florida, was the head coach there. 2011 to 2016. A 47-3 conference record. Sets the ball up for Robinson on the attack. That's going to be Carla Butler from the near side for the Warhawks. And now here's Robinson, and the ball is going to go out of play off the hands of Whittlesey. And the Reddies quickly taking the 2-0 lead. Well, Coach Philip McDaniel, what a special coach he is for Henderson State. The Reddies do a good job of hiring coaches across the board. 6-6 spring season, you can say that might have been a bit of a down year for Coach McDaniel, but his squad did win the first conference tournament game that they played in during that shortened spring season, but he's had a lot of stops as an assistant or head coach at the Division I level, Drake and South Dakota State. He was the head coach with both of those programs. They're both D1. He assisted with South Dakota State, New Mexico State. Spent a year with Division II Northern State. Has a good track record as a recruiter.
Kill number 9, Maria Nicolau.
As the Warhawks will get their first point of the afternoon, breaking the 3-0 scoring run to start set 3 for Henderson State. Here's Uzo. Mango just attacked for the Warhawks, and then the response comes from Robinson. And out of play. Point, Warhawks.
Kill number 8, Nia Whittleson.
Nia Whittleson will retake the lead as the kill aficionado for Auburn-Montgomery. 11 kills for her now. Her hitting percentage is just 143, though. As the Reddies.
Kill number 9, Bray Denton.
Up 4-2, Bray Denton. And Denton will be the one to serve. Obviously, Henderson State, the former Gulf South team up and through the 2010 season. HSU was in the Gulf South from 1994 to 2010. And really, it was Rhonda Thigpen, legendary figure in HSU sports history, coached the team from 93 to 2014. Henderson State made the NCAA tourney as an at-large team in 2001 in the Gulf South. That team finished 28-11 and went 10-1 in the GSC. It fell to North Alabama in the tournament, but made an at-large bid, beating UAH 3-2 in the first round in the NCAA Regional, fell to Truman State in the second round. The Reddies were also NIT runner-ups in 1994 and NAIA national semifinalists in 93. 2 Gulf South tournament championships. Neither of those resulted in NCAA tournament appearances. Those were in the 90s. Obviously, college sports landscape was very different back then. Here's Uzo with the Reddies attack. A 2-hand shove by Nicolau. Robinson blocked, but out of play. And the Reddies up 6-3. The dominant team in set 4 after being dominated in the third set. When the Reddies won the 1995 Gulf South Trophy, now obviously again they didn't go to the NCAA tournament, but they swept all 4 of their opponents and capped it off with a 3-0 win over the University of Alabama in Huntsville. French
Kill number 17, Kyla French.
with the attack and the point. And the Warhawks down 6-4. Again, if you're the Reddies, you really don't want this game to go to 5 sets. Auburn-Montgomery is 3-1 in 5-set contests, including the win earlier today against UAM. Got to give credit to the Warhawks as well. They played a match earlier today. This is the first match of the day and the only match of the day for the Reddies. Robinson is rejected. Hatt is going to fake the set, but it comes right back into Henderson territory. Tayaja Magruder ball skips over the blocker's hands, and a point for the Reddies in a 7-4 lead in set 4. 2-1 overall lead for the Reddies in sets. And it's going to be Robinson, the UALR transfer. Transferred in from just about an hour up Interstate 30. She was a full season starter her sophomore year with Division I Arkansas Little Rock. Went second on the team in kills with 319. That's a great recovery, but too many touches there for Henderson State. And the Reddies still leading 7-5 right now. But yeah, Robinson played with University of Arkansas at Little Rock. That is a Division I Sun Belt team located in Arkansas's capital city. Hatt sets the ball up for Magruder. This one's going long. Cato has got to save the day, and she can. Hatt to Sykes. Got it. 8-5 set 4 lead for Henderson State. Seen some great ball placement today from the Reddies on the attacks. Not so much in the previous set, obviously, but there's something about finding those open areas of the court, especially on the backside. Looked like 2 Warhawks just now fought for the bump. Doesn't matter. Thoman with the volley attack. French rejected by Denton. That's a block. Point Reddies. Auburn-Montgomery doesn't like it. That's a timeout. Reddies lead 2-1 overall and 9-5 in set 4. We'll step aside here on the Henderson State Sports Network. (9-5) lead for the Reddies in set 4 and a 2-1 advantage overall. As we welcome you back to Don Dyer Court at the Duke Wells Center on the campus of Henderson State University. Local time in Arkadelphia, 7:06 p.m. Central Time. Mackenzie Thoman is lined up for the serve for Henderson State, and we are underway. Butler received by Robinson. That took a jaunt off of the Jumbotron. I should say the ceiling scoreboard, if you will. This ceiling is fairly low here, so you will see the ball hit the ceiling or the basketball goals that are hanging up fairly often. Or in that case, the scoreboard. That's going to be a point for Auburn-Montgomery, and now 2 straight for the Warhawks, who are down 9-7. Elenia DiMango. Cassiano to serve. Had a real hot start to the game, but we haven't heard a lot from her since then. 3 kills today. Does have 24 digs, though. That leads the team. Second place in digs would be Carla Butler at 11. I take that back. Isadora Nikolai at 12, and then Carla Butler comes in at 3rd at 11. Auburn-Montgomery just 14 players on its roster. For Henderson State, I believe it's 18. But the Warhawks have played 2 more than the Reddies today. Service error breaks the 2-0 run, and the Reddies lead 10-7. So Coach McDaniel not going to get his 8th sweep of the season, but a win today would still be a quality win. This Auburn-Montgomery squad has really shown a lot of promise this season. Obviously, West Florida, very difficult team to beat. They've been ranked in the past and everything, but bright days ahead for this very young squad. And not young by experience, but just young by the fact that the Warhawks are in just their 5th season of volleyball. Introduced the sport in 2017. You've heard me mention a couple of times the team record holders on the squad that are playing today, and funny thing is, the reason that's the case is because there haven't been very many people who have played for Auburn-Montgomery. As the ball goes awry, it is a 10-9 deficit for the Warhawks. Nikolai gets credited with the service ace there. Mendoza Quintana sends the ball across. And Carla Butler ties our ball game up at 10. Set 4, 10 apiece. The Reddies do lead 2-1. Can win either this set or set 5 if applicable. Service error. Ball goes wide. Isadora Nikolai couldn't quite get it in bounds, and a good job by the defense to let the ball go. That's always got to be a tough decision right there. Do you let the ball stay in or do you let it go? And it's usually probably more than one player who has to make that decision as well. But the defense stood tall, and the Reddies retake the lead 11-10. Violetta Mendoza-Quintana on the serve. Denton gets it. 12-10 lead off of Bray Denton's 5th kill of the night, tied for 4th best on the team. Denton also has been involved on 5 blocks on the evening. That's number 1 for the Reddies.
Kill number 9, Maria Nicolai.
And Nicolai will get credited with the kill there for the Warhawks. They're down 12-11 right now. Scalzi sets. Uzo spikes. Ball flies high. And ball did not hit the ground. I thought it did. We're still playing. Whittlesey rejected. Nicolai on the attack. Robinson spikes the ball. It thunders off the ceiling. And now Whittlesey will have to volley. Mendoza-Quintana skips across the net. Whittlesey, Thurman on the dig. Scalzi sets. Floater from Robinson, and the attack goes wide. And the Reddies up 13-11. Maya Robinson will get credited with the kill. Obviously extracurricular after she attacked the ball, but as long as nobody else touches it on the Henderson side, you give that to Robinson. 2-point advantage in set 4. Ball bounces off the net, but a good job by Uzo on the recovery, and Robinson hammers the ball. 14-11 lead for Henderson State. Fairchild on service duties, and the ball's going to go back off the hands of DeMango. Good recovery, yes. That was a good volley from Butler. Robinson, did it hit? No, it did not. And that's a point for Auburn-Montgomery. The Warhawks down 14-12. Looked mighty close to the line, but just across. DeMango on service duties. Robinson hammers the ball across the outstretched arms of DeMango, and Robinson credited with another kill, and the Reddies up 15-12. Maya Robinson today with 11 kills for Henderson State. The Reddies are 10 away from winning the ball game. The Warhawks 13 away from keeping the game alive. And Hatt's going to serve for Henderson State. Taylor Scalzi takes a breather. Whittlesey missed. Point Reddies, 16-12. The momentum continues in favor of the home team. And Hatt with her second consecutive serve coming up. Whittlesey. What a play by Robinson. Magruder. And a bunch of confusion on the Warhawks side of things, and the Reddies with a 3-0 run right now, a 17-12 lead. And Auburn-Montgomery's got to call the timeout. Auburn-Montgomery still out attacking Henderson 160-142, but getting out hit by nearly 30 percentage points. We'll step aside here on the Henderson State Sports Network. A 17-12 lead for Henderson State, 2-1 lead overall here in set 4. Coming off of an Auburn-Montgomery timeout and a 17-12 lead for Henderson State in set 4. 2-1 overall lead for the Reddies, and the freshman Hat is lined up for service. Hat today has 11 assists and 7 digs, also a service ace to her name tonight. Tyler French gets the kill for the Warhawks, and much needed coming out of the timeout. The Warhawks do not have any timeouts remaining in set 4, so they're going to have to play very well if they want to salvage their chances in this match. Amber Bretwish, who has 20 assists today. She's 1 away from being tied with the team lead. That honor goes to Nikolai. Hat with the fake. And that one pays off. We saw Scalzi pull the same trick earlier, and it works for Madison Hat. 18-13 lead for Henderson State in set 4. Violetta Mendoza-Quintana coming back onto the court. Mackenzie Thoman is out for now. And Maya Robinson, the team leader in kills tonight and on the season, is lined up for the serve. Attack goes long for Santana. Point Reddies. 19-13 lead, and the Reddies can just take this one away if they want to. No timeouts remaining for the Warhawks, which is huge. Checking out is Robinson, and Trinity Sharp is in the ball game for the first time tonight for Henderson State. 5 sets played, 2 digs and 2 service aces. She played in 11 games during the spring season. She was teammates with Skylar Fernandez in high school. Fernandez, who also plays for the Reddies. We might see her tonight. Not sure yet on that one. Kyla French on the kill there just a moment ago for Auburn-Montgomery. 19-14 deficit for the Warhawks. So that puts Rianne Cato back onto the paint to serve. Reddies basketball does play here. Their season will start in November. Kaija Magruder, diagonal attack for Henderson, and now here goes Santana, who converts on the kill. 19-15 deficit for the Warhawks, and 2 straight for the team from Montgomery. Trying to make this set interesting again. The Reddies have played very well in set 4. Again, won the first set 25-22, second set 25-17, fell in the following set 25-14, and lead this one by 4. Butler. An errant attack. It's a hard position to try to send the ball across from, and you could see why there. It's a 20-15 lead for Henderson State. This is going to be Mackenzie Thoman for the serve. Santana hits the net, and the Reddies score. They're up 21-15. Now these two teams will play each other bright and early tomorrow morning as Cassiano punches the ball forward. Mackenzie Thoman with the ace. Yeah, these teams, they'll play at 11:30. Here at the Duke Wells Center, 11:30 is first serve. Game can be watched on YouTube. Thoman's going to serve again. Again, no timeouts for the Warhawks, who are down 2-1 and staring at a 3-1 defeat right now with the way things are going. French tries on the attack. Mendoza-Quintana popped up in the air by Cassiano. Butler into the waiting arms of Sharp, and then Violetta Mendoza-Quintana with another point. Yeah, Ouachita Baptist and Auburn-Montgomery will open play tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. at Ouachita Baptist. So AUM actually will take the trip across the street for that game. Ball sails over the Henderson block. Madison Hatt with the trickery puts us to match point and a 24-15 lead. J.C. Tupper going to sub into the ball game for Henderson State. 10 sets played this season. Mackenzie Thoman to serve. And Cato bumps the ball into the net, and that is ball game.
And that's the match. Your final score, Henderson State 3, Auburn-Montgomery 1. Please join us in the bar.
Henderson State is 9-2 on the season. The Reddies win this one 3-1 with a 25-15 set for victory. Reddies out-hit the Warhawks 161-118. Maya Robinson led the way with 11 kills for the Reddies. The Warhawks were led in kills by Nia Whittleson with 13. Best setter for the Warhawks, Isadora Nikolai with 22. And for Henderson State, it was Taylor Scalzi leading the way at 22. 19 digs for Maya Robinson and 18 for Mackenzie Thoman for Henderson State. And for Auburn-Montgomery, Mariana Cassiano with 27. Henderson State outblocked Auburn-Montgomery 10-7. Your next game for both these squads will be tomorrow at 9 a.m. Or I should say, for Auburn-Montgomery it's at 9 a.m. That game can be watched via the OBU Tigers YouTube channel on their digital sports network. And then Henderson State will play Auburn-Montgomery right after at 11:30 here at the Duke Wells Center. That game can be watched right here on YouTube and on Facebook via the Henderson State Sports Network. Thank you so much to everybody who helped make this broadcast possible, including David Sally, Sports Information Director, alongside Cortland Hager, the grad assistant, and of course Athletic Director Sean Jones for everything he does for this program. For the Henderson State Sports Network, this is Spencer Boehm saying so long, have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next time.